All right, Maximus analysis here for May 20th, 2015. We see that there pretty much was nothing done on FOMC report day. So again, it's right back. We need to stay above this 2110, 2100 level. 2195, we have a real big problem, Houston. So that'll be around this area right here. Again, it's back into the chop. But again, the thing that gets you, which gets me, is that we had this movement go up. And again, if there was a bunch of shorts above these highs, it should break out and flush open. Didn't get that again. So we've been trading sideways. It's almost 3 months since we've been in this pretty much this trading range. So don't become a hero. Don't try your best to say, listen, I think it's the top, or I think it's going to run higher. If you're looking to play a top, it'll be something quick. Tomorrow and Friday could be very, very bad. We never know. But again, let there be a technical signal versus your emotions. That's just the way that you have to trade these markets. And when they're sideways, you know, sometimes, most of the time, the best position is just cash. Same thing with the NQ. NQ pretty much just looks the same. I mean, it's just the low volume, not getting above highs, just had this little breakout. Again, been sideways for 90 days. So again, you could have been, you know, trying to play each way, but probably was not profitable unless you were looking at a smaller time frame. But besides the daily, YM, same thing. Pretty much just looking at this and saying, listen, if it's going to pop up, it needs to stay above this 18,000 level. IWM, small caps, same thing. Retracing on light volume, not even above the highs. So that's something that you need to be a little bit aware of. Google again cannot break below these lows, or I think it's going to definitely go down. Again, it's just been trading sideways. I showed on a video about a couple days ago that we're at 50% of this big retracement. So again, it's just a little bit of resistance, but you see the volume has tapered off a lot. Now it needs to break this low of 545, and then you would say, okay, this would look something, and again, that would be your target, or at least your stop. Tesla kind of giving the same thing. So it flushed down, but again, it retraced back up a little bit. And let's look at a smaller time frame like the 30, and you can see that it flushed down big this morning. And if we even go into more of looking and see how big this is, I guarantee you it's around this 50% mark as well from this thing. So it's still showing some weakness going into the close. There's nothing here to say, okay, looks like we should go, be long and strong right now. We have, again, Netflix. Netflix, again, this is not the place I would be going long. If that's you, you might be looking to trade a breakout to this upside. Again, your stop would have to be below here quickly. I think that if you're not already in, you don't chase, especially, taking a look back, you could see that the volume has tapered a lot since the gap up. And again, it went sideways and continued up for, almost 80 points. But is that after an 80-point run, is that where you really want to get in long? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Now, Amazon is setting up nicely. It would definitely need to break above these highs. And you could say that you have a pivot, a lower high right here, a higher low right here. And you could definitely play that to the upside if it breaks above. Markets are looking tired. Big names are looking tired. But again, anything can happen at the end of the day. Priceline, another one that's just anemic regarding the volume, and it had the gap down and it's pretty much stayed right there. So also we were looking at crude, and crude looks like it still has more downside potential to go. Let me change this symbol. Still has some more downside potential to go, but we have to see kind of where this one is playing out. Let me get this symbol right. Let me just use the ETF. All right, so it's still in no man's land regarding where it is right now. And you definitely have to have, you cannot, and I've been beating the table on this for months, you cannot ignore this downtrend that's in place. People were saying, oh, it's the buy of the century around this area. I had a discussion with some guys, and I was like, dude, it's still in a downtrend. And we spoke about these lower highs, and it's continuing to look like that in place. Now on the futures, it's just showing an inside bar from that huge $2.50 flush to the downside. So what are we having as leadership? Again, if you want to have leadership, you want to have Bank of America looking good. It's okay, nothing crazy. Goldman's always going to look good because they're going to keep that one up because that's one of the heaviest name down components, probably after Apple. And do we have Wells Fargo? It looks okay, but I mean, again, it's just been trading sideways. So who's the leadership? Biotech and them, they're not going to lead this market to where we need it to go. So are these poised for a pullback? Maybe. But again, I would, again, beat the table and say, listen, let's make sure we get proper setups. Okay, getting in at a breakup now. If you broke out here at this 54.75 level of Citigroup, it doesn't take much to squeeze you back into 54. I bet you there's a ton of stops there because people thought it was going to flush to the upside. You want to be cautious with how these things are going. It's just warranted because of the way the indexes are playing out. Tomorrow we get a flush down, we're not in good shape, especially if we get back into the chop. Okay, so a lot of people saying the bias is to the bull side, and I would have to agree. But I still think that one has to look at the price action going into it, make sure it's right, and also look at like a weekly. Again, you'll say, oh, it's doing perfect. Yeah, but it still needs to go somewhere. And again, if the underlying tone is still there, but you can see the high. Basically, this is like a classic wedge classic wedge pattern that you have going on here. So you don't want to see, again, it's 2100, 2195. Look at the weekly, 2190, 2095 area to get broken again, especially if the volume is high. So you see the volume is tapering off. Again, it's only Tuesday, so this only Wednesday, excuse me. So the volume isn't going to look that good, but you can also see that we only got 2 more days, so it better start sprucing up quick. All right, take care.